Peace and blessings, party people. It's Button and Lace, the founder and the co-founder of the Flavor Room, aka TFR, back again. So we just wanted to pop in here today and talk about something that we've kind of mentioned before, but it's something that we keep hearing over and over again on Flavor Fit calls. And it's about these so-called safe spaces. There's a lot of spaces out there that are promising to empower women, for them to be held, seen, and witnessed, to empower entrepreneurs in general, to provide support and relationships and collaborations and all the beauteous things, all the buzzwords, but they're not delivering. How do we know they're not delivering? Because we keep hearing it over and over again. And we also know that they're not delivering because there are so many spaces out there promising the same thing, but people are still not getting what they need. They're still feeling lonely. They're still feeling undervalued, underrepresented, underwhelmed, and overlooked. They're coming into spaces being told, oh, we want to celebrate you. We want to celebrate your wins. And then it's like, oh, well, you just did, 5,000 a month. Well, what about 10,000? What about 150 million thousand? Yes, I know that's not a number, but they're being told it's not good enough, that you constantly need to be chasing this carrot on the hamster wheel for the bigger and the better thing. And a lot of these spaces are framing themselves as being feminine, which I find interesting. How is that feminine constantly wanting to one up to the next level? That's more of a masculine thing, but I digress. That's another conversation for another day. But it's very interesting that all these spaces are out there, hundreds, thousands of spaces, of summits, of, brouhaha retreats, all the things. Repackaging, recycling, reselling the exact same thing, but getting what they want, which is the community, which is the real connection, real business relationships, real support, where they actually feel safe. Not safe because you just made it a private space and you said it's safe, but safe where they feel in their nervous system that, okay, I can let my guard down. I can come in, be who I am, say what's going on, and I'm not going to be judged for it. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be gaslit into, trying to do something I don't want to do. So what's going on? Ladies, what do you think is going on in these spaces?
I think it's just same shit, different day. People are just tripping. They're using, again, and we talked about this, they're just bastardizing words, taking the buzzwords, plugging them into their spaces and places and saying, this is what you get. Because it sounds good, because it's trending, because maybe you think that's what people want to hear or that's what people want. And there's no thought about, is that actually what it is? Can I actually deliver that? It's just dress it up and make it look nice, get people in the door, take their money, happy days.
Yeah, it's interesting what you said about not even necessarily knowing if they can deliver on that thing, just saying it. And I think that's why a lot of people suffer from imposter syndrome, because they're trying to, I wouldn't even say deliver, they're trying to create things that they cannot deliver on.
Yep. And then there people are walking away thinking, I feel violated. I feel like I'm not safe to celebrate my wins because they're not big enough, they're not good enough, or I'm going to be told, okay, well, that's great, but I can one-up you on that. And that's really sad. People are being traumatized by so-called safe spaces where you're supposed to be able to come and, keep it real and do all the things that they say you can, but people are walking away traumatized to the point where we've been hearing that there are entrepreneurs who have walked away from all of the memberships, all of the spaces, all of the places for a year or maybe more, because they felt so traumatized and devalued and undervalued and not good enough by spaces that promised them everything the opposite of how they came out feeling. That to me is absolutely heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. And the thing to keep in mind is that Some of these spaces are not created for the collective. They are created to be a pool of ideal clients. They are created to be host-centered or leader-centered, if you will. So meaning all the attention is supposed to be on that person. That's why you come into those spaces and they're like, shh, you can't sell, you can't say that. Because it's all about the person, the person who is running that space.
Yeah, you know, it's a butt licking place.
Yes, butt licking, boot licking, whatever you want to call it, cultish, if you will, being in the vibes and the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's how a lot of people are taught. Like when they come online, oh, you got to build a community. And so they're thinking, well, they're actually being told building a community means building, you know, an audience of raving fans and bringing them into a Facebook group and, you know, giving them all the dusty videos, as I like to say, and, you know, dangling the carrot in front of them to lead them into your offers. That's what people are doing. But now they're doing it at a larger, they're doing it at a larger scale and calling it a community.
Yeah.
But that's not a community at all.
No, it's not. And because anybody can get in, you know, this is a free for all. Everyone can come and join my empowering space for da-da-da-da-da-da. Not to mention there's nothing out there for men, but that's a whole nother story. But everyone can come in. You don't know what these people are going to be like. You don't know their character. You don't know if they're going to be tearing people down, if they're just there to compete, if they're just there to sell, or if they're just assholes to begin with. And then you have this space of people that could be anything. They can be anyone, they can say anything, they can do anything, because you actually don't have any idea who they are. And they just start being themselves. And that can be harmful to people that are inside of the space as well.
Yeah, and then there's nowhere for you to really turn. You know, there's no support, there's no relationships. Like, you may run across the host of that community in one of their master classes where they're trying to sell you something. But other than that, that's it. You're kind of left to your own devices because you're supposed to just, you know, figure it out on your own. And you're an entrepreneur. Go on now. Scurry on. Go build some relationships. And then those same people who are building these spaces want to turn around and say, why is everybody leaving?
I wonder.
Because we just have to be real about what those spaces were, you know, originally designed for. It's not a community. At best, it is a group of people that are just in a room, in a virtual room together.
Yeah. If you're lucky, it could just be a group of profiles. You don't even talk to each other, just silence. Or bots.
No. I've seen that too. I have seen communities full of bots. That was very eye-opening. But yeah, so let's talk about the solution, because we've talked for almost 10 minutes now about the problem. And one of the things that makes different is we point out the problem, but we also provide the solution.
Yes. And the solution, of course, is the flavor room. There is nothing like this. And we get told this every single time we hop on a Flavor Fit call. We are asked loads of questions about the room, how it's set up, what it's like, you know, what goes down in there, what's okay to go down in there, what is not. And we are consistently told, oh my gosh, this sounds incredible. I have never come across a space like this. The flavor
absolutely.
room is the solution.
It is. And, you know, speaking of that, my phone has been going off all day. Just since we've been on this live, my phone has been going off because our flavor lounge is popping off. You know, our members are talking to each other. We're not there having to facilitate conversation. They are talking to each other because it feels safe. There is trust built because we are invite only.
Yes.
They can rest assured that not anybody gets through our doors just because they have a pulse and a credit card.
That's the truth. And what are they talking about? They're sharing ideas. they're sharing their work, they're getting feedback, like constructive feedback. They are inviting each other to collaborate. They're off doing stuff together, buying stuff from each other, and even just saying, hey, how are you today? You know, there's friendship in there too. It's not all just about business, business, business. No one is there to sell, 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 sell. Yes, we're all there to sell, but not just to sell to each other. There are genuine friendships and connections being made, and it is a very, very beautiful, healing, nurturing, just dynamic space. It's gorgeous.
It's everything that these spaces tell you they're going to be, but they're not. Because they had no intention of being those, and they can't be those. Because that kind of structure, it starts from the foundation. It has to be there in place. And we actually have standards. Not only are we invite only, we have standards in place. We have built a culture. We have cracked the code on community building. And that is why I can sit here on this live stream, Lace and I, and our phones are just ping, 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 ping from our members connecting and speaking with each other. Like, what other space are you going to find where, you know, members are arranging play dates? Like, that doesn't happen.
That's the truth. But it happens in the flavor room. We've got it going on in the flavor room.
We have it going on, and that's why, you know, the imitation crabs are all over the place. That's why we're seeing people trying to copy our language, trying to copy our style, trying to copy what they think that we are doing, because we are a category of one.
Yes, we are. So if you want to get inside of this category of one, and you want that real connection, you want to be sharing education, resources, you know, feedback, and you want that actual safe space where you can come in and celebrate all of the things you want to celebrate, whether it's a big win, whether it's a small win, whether it's a microscopic win, we are there for it all. And the only way through the doors is to book a flavor fit call. Everything that you need is in the comments. Go ahead and book. If you're not too sure, DM myself or Sutton first, ask any questions that you have, but go ahead and book, and we really look forward to talking to you. We've already welcomed in 2 new members this week alone. Do not sleep on this. Get in.
Yeah, what she said. I mean, we're growing weekly. You know, this is not some tactic or some hype. We are growing weekly, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is entrepreneurs from over 8 different countries are tired of the BS. They want real connections. They want real collaboration. They want to actually have business relationships. They are tired of feeling lonely, being in all the spaces and getting nothing. This is why the flavor room exists. And if you feel this, book that flavor fit call. We're waiting for you.